Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Sabikui Bisco episode 3. I always get the name wrong, or probably. I tried my best though. So last episode was crazy. I guess for the story-wise, we played catch-up to what we saw, where we saw Bisco going through the Gidma gate, and then we were flashing forward, and basically we finished up seeing, like, how Bisco made it to Dr. Panda and the injuries that Jabi sustained and stuff like that and all that. So we are now caught up, and we have a fight against what was her name? Pawu. Pawu and Bisco are fighting. And yeah, this show is crazy. We also had some ridiculous stuff like hippos with guns I have written down. Throwing hippos. I don't think I talked about that last time. Bisco was strong enough to, like, grab one of those and throw it, wasn't he? So he has some, like, extra human strength, seemingly, you know? But the bleeding slug plane known as an escargot fighter. Crazy shit. I say bleeding because he, like, shot an arrow through it and you saw, like, blood dripping down, but he shot, like, through the metal part. Like, we know the front of it was like a slug thing. I don't know. It's a weird show, guys, but I am excited to see more. So let's just watch, and we'll finally see. We saw a little bit of fighting from, like, distance, shooting bows and jumping off mushrooms and fleeing, but now we're gonna see Bisco versus Pawu, and I'm wondering how that's gonna go in, like, a more close quarters fight and everything. Like, how does the show handle it? Is it animated really well? Is the choreography good? Or is it something that's a little more basic? We'll find out. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. A mushroom warning has been issued. Pink-haired girl again. Keeps popping up everywhere. In your line of work, you've never seen something that big again like that? Kidding. Sorry. We inhale worse than that every day. I mean, what? What? Oh god. Touch where? Okay, that's opening. Hey, I know the crab's name. The crab's name is Atagawa. Wawa. Wawa. Octagawa. Some of the words are hard in this show. Itchy nose. It's a pretty good song, though. Even though the show is very weird. Octagawa is the name, right? Yeah, because Akobashi is the... Yeah, okay. Bisco. Name of that guy right there. Interesting. The whale, like, shot something out of its spout, and then it, like, turned to mushrooms, but I don't know if that was Bisco turning into mushrooms. Okay, we flash back a little bit. This is right before Pawu shows up. Scary. Here's the watch. Artificial blood. Interesting. Damn. Jabi, sorry, I was reading all that. Don't worry. Jabi only has a month left. That sucks. Roughly a month, obviously. So Jabi, as old as he is, doesn't know what blood type is? Jeez. Hmm. Jeez. Alright, here we go. The music is crazy in this show. He dodging all of it. Jeez, it looked like he went for her throat. Grow by consuming rust. Hmm. Mushrooms. Alright. I mean... Ah, okay. Hmm. Ah, okay. Yeah, so that lends more credence to the fact that they want the Mushroom Keepers dead to keep things. Oh my god, he's so strong! Jeez. She's strong too. Oh my god, why is there a giant bowling pin? It's huge! Jeez. Okay, we're gonna learn more about the Rust Eater. What? Interesting. She's questioning things. Ooh. Oh god. It's antagonizing her at this point. No, it's so funny how people get steeped in their beliefs. You know. What are you up to, Octagawa? That's a cool transition. But they believe for so long that Mushroom Keepers are evil that when they hear something like the Mushroom Keepers are trying to help, they think it's absurd, when you could think of it the other way from an outside perspective, that you know, there's not any real evidence that the mushrooms spread rust, kind of thing, other than that they always put them in the most dense areas. So they just assume. We're back to this again? Hmm. Trying to spread the word and no one listens. Did the kid listen? Maybe? Hmm. Weeping Child Ravine. That's not good. The Man-Eater. Hinting. She is mad. Oh my god! What? Oh, mushroom stopped it. What? Damn. Oh my god! Right between the boobs. Shit! It's not gonna kill her, right, though? Is he gonna help her with the resting, maybe? There's no way a character like Pawu dies in the third episode. Hey, here's your sister. I kind of shot her. Who's this? Oh. Oh my god. Jobby, you fucking around. What are you doing? Why? How did he heal so fast? You are incredible. Aww. He's gonna see his sister. Yep. Okay. Knockout poison. Okay, help her with her resting a little bit. Okay. He wants to stay behind? Oh, yep. Take the Dr. Panda with him. Alright. Hmm. Would be cool if they brought Pawu with her and, like, Milo helped convince her, maybe, but I have a feeling it's gonna take a little bit for her to be convinced. Alright, so the watch is gonna find her, I guess. Probably, right? They're gonna leave her here. Bisco. Good, I'd rather call him that. Alright. What a weird ability, just to spawn mushrooms everywhere. as their, like, attacks, too. I guess it's creating, like, a dual purpose, right? They're shooting mushrooms everywhere, which absorb the rust, and they're, you know, causing distractions without killing people and shit. Okay, they're just gonna leave it there. Okay. I feel like we have to come back here, though, right? Or somehow... Because I feel like they've built up, Governor Kurokawa a bit. Alright, North Gate, let's get out of here. Well, that's a lot of guards. Although, he could probably just shoot an arrow. Behind them, too. Well. Jobby. Yep. Nice. Strong child. Cool. I was gonna go over the wall? Is that what they're doing? He spawned a mushroom. We didn't see that coming. Is what those guards are thinking. Oh, alright. That is episode 3. Cool. Interesting. I like the premise. There are a few, like, editing choices that I'm not the biggest fan of that I'll talk about. But, like, the premise of trying to, like, they're on the search for this mushroom. They spawn these mushrooms because they absorb the rust. They put mushrooms in the most dense areas, so when people see them, they assume that the rust is coming from the mushrooms, you know. Where really it's just the mushrooms are helping to mitigate the rust, you know. So, um, interesting. I wonder if this show will ever have after credits. I always stay for the credits anyway, so. Unless it's a live action show. I never stay for live action shows. Alright, are we going into preview or... Oh! Speaking of after credit scenes, this is why I stay and watch. Ah, interesting. Hmm. Interesting. Clearly not. You're riding him. What? What's going on? Oh my god, does this thing move? Is this some kind of creature? What? What? Alright, guys. That is it for episode 3. So the Nico War Monument alive. Okay. Sure, why not? Everything's alive. Man, I want to know, like, how all these creatures and everything came to be, but I don't know. I talked about that last episode, too. But, alright, cool. So, we have our premise. We are trying to find the Rust Eater, which is a mushroom that can absorb the most dense rust there is, which can be used to synthesize a potentially cure for rusting, which Bisco is searching for it in order to heal Jabi, because that's all he wants is for... He doesn't want Jabi to die, which is a nice, wholesome reason. I like that. And then obviously Panda is now coming along too to do it for his sister. So, and I'm sure he's got the added motivation of wanting to help other people too. Like that's just in his nature. So, but I mean, he clearly said it was for his sister. So, yeah, I like the premise. It's interesting. It's unique. It's different. It's definitely weird, and some of the editing choices, like I said, I want to talk about that. I'll mention it briefly. Um, they did like a cutback back to like when he was at the gate running inside of it, and they shot at him while he tried to give the warning. I guess it's just adding some more context of like, hey, these mushroom keepers, they try to help people, but they always just get, you know, denied. So that this was just showing us of them, you know, going, like, trying to help these guys, saying fertilize the mushroom, and they're just like, what? No, boom, and just started shooting at him, you know. Now the kid didn't seem like angry or believing, just kind of seemed like neutral. I wonder if maybe the kid will like think it over and be like, why would he say that, you know? Um and I also wonder if the sister, Pawu, will have any, like, turn of heart at all, maybe? Because of the fact that she's still alive. Like, she might think, like, oh, if he was really a man-eater, he could have easily killed me, yet I'm still alive, and I'm left with all this medicine. So, like, you know, I don't know. But I'm sure it's not going to be easy for her to come around, you know? It's going to be something where we're going to have to wait a time, you know? But... interesting. They have artificial blood, which is neat. It's just a fake blood. I wanted to write down actually what they said. But yeah, this definitely seems like... it seems like they have some technology that is more advanced. Like, it definitely seems like the future from where we're at, right? Like, obviously, what I thought it was the bomb blew up in our time, and now this is like 100 or so years later, maybe. Um, but they have things like artificial blood, which I don't think we have artificial blood. Unless we have some form of artificial blood, but maybe it's not, like, perfect, you know? Um, they also said, like, blood type, what's that? It's interesting that this old guy doesn't even know what blood type means. Like, it wasn't even like... it wasn't even like he had heard it before, but he's not quite sure what it is. He said it like he has no idea what blood type is. So I wonder if it has been, like... I guess it could still be 100 years. He could have been born after the bombs, and maybe he just doesn't have the education of knowing that, you know, different people have different blood types, right? Um, but what I wanted to find was the Rust Eater. Where was that? They talk about why, like, growing The most dense. Do 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 do. I can't find it. Damn it. It was when they talked about. I mean, I know it's when they talked about the Rust Eater. But was that before they talked about why they were considered? I'll go find it later, I guess. Was it before the? No, it wasn't before that. Okay. Yep, can't find it. I'll go back, but because it's not a big deal because I don't really know what to make of it anyway, but they said like the Rust Eater is a shit, now I kind of want to go find it now that I'm trying to paraphrase it, but it talked about like the Rust Eater being a mushroom that was like created by the left behind by legendary heroes or something like that, which is interesting, I guess. I don't know, can I find it? Let's see. They do all the fighting. Mushrooms don't spread rust. The only method we have of purifying rust, so it really is true. He starts coughing. Don't overdo it. The life evolved. I always thought there had to be some organism out there in the world that had adapted to the rust in a way that it could thrive off it. Your theory was correct. In short, that organism is mushrooms. Okay. But where do they talk about the Rust Eater? I get this. Right, they talk about why people believe. Huh. Where the hell was the Rust Eater part? Was it after this? The Rust Eater. Okay, here it is. I'm sorry, guys. I found it. Among mushroom keepers, it is said to be a legendary mushroom born from the prayers of a dying hero. So born, it's said. Obviously, that doesn't mean that's what it is. From the prayer, just trying to write this down. Of dying hero. Okay, so not heroes, just one hero. Did they say anything else about it? Other than that it can cure rust. The mushroom that'll completely absorb even the deepest rust, be it from man or machine. Okay. Got it. I apologize, guys. That took me far longer than I wanted it to. Yeah, so that's going to be the premise of the story. I wanted to get that written down, so I had the legend, of this, born from the prayers of a dying hero written down. That way, in case they reference it, or in case I have theories later on, I can have it written down and I can remember word for word what it said. But yeah, interesting. So they're gonna be seemingly heading to this Weeping Child ravine, or was that the creature? That's another thing that confused me, but I'm not gonna go find it. It seemed like he said like a new species called the Weeping Child Ravine is what I thought it was, but the name, like, ravine, like, calling it a ravine just makes it sound like a place, not a monster, but we'll see. I think that might be where they're headed, or teasing at least, but yeah, they used the knockout poison to take down Pawu, and then they injected her with some of the with the medicine to help her with her rusting and everything. But now they're leaving this place, Imihame. So I wonder, like, I mean, I imagine they're going to be back, unless Pawu is going to leave the city. Maybe Pawu will leave the city to go after her brother, maybe? Because, like, I feel like they set Pawu up to be this, like, antagonist to Bisco and someone to fight Bisco, and now they just like left. Like maybe it was just a little 3 episode arc with his sister, and now they're gonna be off and they're gonna be like seeing other challenges of this world, you know, which would be pretty cool. I kind of did want to see them explore and see like other areas. I already like the idea of these like, you know, tanks started to rust and become obsolete, so they, you know, turned them into this fortress and everything. And then he was saying, like, with his little history lesson, he was saying something like Taji or something. I'm not sure what that was. Did I ever write down Taji? For some reason, Taji sounds familiar. I guess I didn't write it down. For some reason, Taji sounds familiar, but I'm not sure what it is. But he said, like, that's why Taji's look like the barrels of a gun or something like that, is because of that, of like that monument there. So interesting. But yeah, I want to explore more of the world and learn more of the world, and maybe we can, you know, learn it together through, you know, Dr. Panda, who went to school, might know some things, and then Bisco, who has kind of, doesn't seem like he's as book smart, but he kind of has like the street smarts, like he's been around and he's been to places, you know. So maybe with the combination of them two together and talking to each other, and since it's like a new relationship, they'll have stories to share and stuff like that, and we can learn more about the world that these guys are living in. So yeah, I mean, other than that, we have Milo's name means strong child, you know, which is a cool little thing to know. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm really happy because I read, like I said in the first episode, I read the summary to the show, and it mentioned that, like, everyone thinks the Mushroom Keepers are evil, but really they're, you know, using mushrooms to... I can't remember the exact summary, but it mentioned, like, the mushrooms were a good thing, like getting rid of the rust or something. I don't know if it actually said getting rid of the rust, but it said, like, they're, you know, saving people with their mushrooms or whatever. And but everyone thinks they're evil. So like when we had the first 2 episodes and everyone just thought they were evil, I was like, okay, we have to have a point here soon where we find out that they're not evil, right? You know? And this was the episode, which is good, because now going forward, even though I read the summary, I don't really have anything else that I know. You know, it's all gonna be new. We got that up in the air, although it's still gonna be about maybe teaching other people, but yeah, seemingly I assumed that Governor Kurakawa was, like, spreading the word that the Mushroom Keepers are evil because, I mean, maybe he still could be helping to up that propaganda even if he knows better, you know, because it's good for money. So, like I said, he still could be trying to do that, but it seems like the main misconception is just that, you know, where the rust is the densest, the Mushroom Keepers go there, shoot their mushrooms, there's a delay, it takes time for the mushrooms to absorb the rust, so people see a lot of rust and mushrooms, and they assume that they're one, you know, that the rust comes from the mushrooms, and now they're all scared of these Mushroom Keepers, so it makes sense. And I briefly talked about, like, Pawu, with everyone having this misconception, it's once again, you know, it's false info, but everyone believes it, so when a lot of people believe something, it makes it a lot easier for, you know, for just people to believe it, you know? It's one of those things where, you know, if you hear 500 people say that, you know, these mushrooms are causing it, you're like, well, I've heard so many people say that it must be true. And then you hear one person say that, no, actually the mushrooms are getting rid of the rust, and you just, yeah, right, you know? Like, really, you don't have any evidence either way other than just more people have said it one way than the other way, you know? But because as word of mouth has spreaded, like, it makes it hard for anyone to believe the complete opposite of what they think, you know? So I get it. It is a thing, but it's really too bad that, you know, Pawu is so distracted. Granted, she did just find out that the building her brother was in collapsed and with, like, under mushrooms and stuff like that, so she's, you know, she's thinking that Bisco possibly could have killed her brother, So she's overreacting, not really stopping to think, but I have a feeling she might be that stubborn character that refuses to believe it until maybe she gets some kind of proof from maybe another source or hearing it from her brother or something, and then maybe she'll finally start to believe it. And even then, I can see her character being one where, like, she doesn't like it still, and she's still like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," but is kind of like not going after him anymore, sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, good episode, guys. There's only 1 month left for Jabi, so that's not much time for them to travel the world and try to find this Rust Eater. So, I fear that at some point Jabi will die, but he seems like a really cool character. Seems like a badass. He just keeps coming out of nowhere and doing clutch plays and all that. But yeah, cool stuff. Well, not cool that he's gonna die in, roughly a month, but anyway. Thank you guys so much. That's gonna be it from me. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. I watched this one as it airs, so there's not any extra for Sabikui Bisco, but there is extra for my other shows. I have early access for some shows. I have other Patreon exclusives, which are only on my Patreon. Check that out if you're interested. And the link should be in the description or popping up on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.